something you don't know. Hi everybody, it's Brittany, and today I am going to be swatching this. And the reason I said I know something you don't know is because I've actually already used this. I've already filmed like an eye look with this, so I know how they perform as far as like application. But what I don't know is how they look swatched. So essentially, you know more than I know now, or you'll know more than I know before I do that before I, you see me applying it, but I know more because I've already applied it in the past. It's like a loop-de-loop-de-loop-de-loop-de triangle of time. And by triangle, I don't mean a triangle at all. It's like a squiggly helix of time. Anyways, I ordered the Oh Honey, Is Anyone Surprised? Because I love Sugarpill. Sugarpill is life. That's bothering me. So, this is what the packaging looks like. It's pretty. And then you open it up, and it looks like this. So, oh, I like the unicorn. It's nice. Nothing special in here. I ordered this, and I also ordered the Sugarpill Little Twin Stars palette because it had the entire collection on sale. Like if you bought this, I think I got that for like 30 bucks or something, and I wanted the bag. So I bought it thinking I would give the palette to my daughter, and my daughter doesn't want it, so now I get to donate it. Anyways, but I kept the box and one of the lipsticks. She wanted the other one, so I did keep, actually I'll compare these two. I kept Lala and I gave her Kiki because I don't really see myself wearing, I don't like liquid lipsticks, and I definitely would not wear a green liquid lipstick. I have a like cream lipstick that's in that teal shade. I'll wear that over that liquid one because I feel like once that starts to flake, or if you mess up, or when you need to reapply, it starts to look like a mess, and I'm not going to deal with that. So there you go. All right, so first I'm going to start off by doing these lipstick ones so I can get them out of the way. And I am going to swatch the Lala shade just because it is a pink, and I wanted to see how it looked compared to this because in the bottle they look pretty similar. This one looks a little bit more peachy, and then this one has that cool glitter effect that they have. Alright, so yeah, there is a big difference. I really want to buy, though, Girl Crush. I just think that that one looks so pretty, but I want it in the cream. I do need to buy it eventually. So this is what they look like, swatched one on top of the other. This top one is the Lala shade, and this bottom one is the, well, this one's called Barbara. So, and this one has a honey scent. Originally, when I got this, I was like, I put it on and I thought it was floral. I could not figure it out. And then later on in the day when I was reapplying, I'm like, what is that smell? It's honey. It smells like not like honey. It smells like raw honey. So it does have a little bit of a floral scent to it. And then these would smell like orange creamsicle. So, all right. This one, though, is the special, like, color switching one. Like, actually, I wonder if this one still smells like... This one smells like gorgeous, too. This one is in the shade Trinket. I've actually had this one for far too long in my life, and I think that what I might do is I might buy another, when I make another order, I'm going to buy Trinket again, and then I'm just going to open this up and empty it out completely and replace the wand in it if they're the same size. Are they the same size? Okay. And just like use a new wand in here and like empty this out and put that trinket in here because I really do love this packaging, and this was limited edition and they don't release them in this packaging anymore. So I want to keep it, but it's too old to use. So I think I might buy a new trinket and kind of just, because it is very pretty nude. It's like this rosy nude, so I do like it. All right, so I'm letting those dry. And then we have the Oh Honey palette. So this is what the actual palette looks like. When I originally took this out, out of the box that it was shipped in, I did recognize that it was very similar to the Feline Fancy one. And I actually don't have the lipstick to this one anymore though, because I did not like that burgundy shade. But this is what the inside of this one looks like. This was just a 4-pan palette, and it did come in a, I think I still have it, hold on. This is the Feline Fancy, and then the Oh Honey palette. So like I said, you can see that there is like a difference. There's a very similar feel to it. This one also opened up and had a lipstick and palette inside it. So that was one of like the initial thoughts when I opened it, that I was like, oh, I've seen this before. Oh my goodness, I thought that, you know, under the Cheshire Cat, there's that face right there. I thought it was a frowny face. I was like, why did I put a frowny face up there? Anyways, and these are similar in size, but the Trixie Mattel one, or the Oh Honey one, is bigger, and there is a reason why this is bigger. This one is, I like the mirror, by the way. So this one is just a basic, well, not basic, but you know, it's a 4-pan palette. And then when you open up the Trixie one, it is not a 4-pan palette. You can see that I was playing in it. So, oh shoot, oh no, it hasn't on here. So this is, the mirror isn't quite as like cute. I don't use these mirrors anyway. I have other mirrors, like 8,000 other mirrors. So this one has, what, 7 shades going on inside it, and it includes this blush. Now, yeah, it includes a blush. So when I first applied this, I didn't apply it too heavy, but it did fade. It did not last all day, which was a little bit upsetting, but it is what it is. I did use this as an eyeshadow, and I was able to build it up, and it lasted all day. So this is very, very buildable, and it is beautiful on the eyes. I could not have been more happy with the eye look that I actually ended up with. And I found that this one here, the Pony Boy shade, now this one, when you look at it, it looks brown, but when I applied it to my eye, it definitely has more of a purple tone to it. So it showed up more purple on the eye when I did my eyes than it did brown. And I didn't even go into Romy. I'm going to actually start off with the blush, and then I'm going to work my way, just do this, and then that, the bottom row. So, this first shade is the blush, which is life size. And like I said, you can put this on very heavy and very light, because I did use this as a blush, but I don't really like it as a blush. I loved it as an eyeshadow. These blended so nice, and putting my fingers in it now, I can see why. Because when I did it, I just went straight in from brush to eye, and these are so soft. Oh yeah, like so soft. All right, so now we have Oh Honey, Side Saddle, Pony Boy, and that's what those look like. It even swatches more brown, but for some reason on the eye, it did turn out more. Maybe it was because I did have the pink. You'll see. I'm going to put the eye look that I created after this. Next, we have Dolly. I love this shade. All Star. And Romy. All right. So these are all the shades. Now, I know I just like, I love Sugarpill, and trust me, I'm wiping my hands off. I do love Sugarpill. I have nothing bad to say about these shades. These shades are gorgeous. But I do have kind of like a mild complaint, I guess. And it's mild. It really is. There's nothing wrong with the shadows or anything like that. But I don't understand why they put these 2 shades in here. So this shade here is a pink that color shifts to a, like, a peachy shade. You can kind of see it there. And then this one is like a peachy shade. So that's why it's like a little bit confusing. I'm like, why did they have these two shades so similar? I really do feel like that I don't quite understand why they would do it that similar of a shade to the other, because I feel like this one color shifts almost to this shade, so why do I need them both? Unless you just want this shade. I don't know. I am gonna say though that when I used these, I created a beautiful eye look. I thought I touched these. When I did create an eye look, I was able to create a very like everyday look, and I do appreciate that about this palette. I do like that it came with a blush. I feel like this palette is one of the ones that if I went traveling, I could toss this in my bag and I would have a lot of what I needed for, at least me personally, for everyday, because I do like more pink looks. So I feel like this would be okay. I really wish that I had another purple though. I really feel like if they would have switched what, like this one to like a duochrome, like that, what is it, like a purpley shade, or made this like a pink that color shifts to purple, that would have been a lot better for me personally, just because I do like to create purple and pink eye looks. But I mean, I'm not complaining. Don't take that as a complaint, because I really do love this palette. But I feel like I could throw this in my bag if I was going away for maybe a weekend, and this would be okay. Now if I was going away for more than 2 days, I would need more than just this palette, and personally, because I need more variety. But for a simple like overnight, maybe I'm going out, maybe I'm staying the weekend somewhere, this would be great. It does come with a blush. It does come with some eyeshadows that you could create probably 2 eye looks. I feel like the eye look that I created is more of me, the pink look, but I could also use these shades here and not use any of the pinks, and I could come up with a very beautiful natural eye look. I also dipped into both of these and created a highlight with it. Was it the most blinding highlight? No. But did it work? Yes. And I was able to build it up and make it a beautiful highlight. So these are buildable and they are nice. Now I'm going to go in here really quick and I am going to swatch these with the brush. And I'm going to do these all as regular brush swatches first. I will build a couple of them and then I will use the blush with a blush brush. So that is Life Size. This one is Oh Honey. This one is Side Saddle. Pony Boy. Oh, sorry, I didn't clean my brush very well. So you'll have to ignore that one. That one had a little bit of Pony Boy still in it. But this one is Dolly. All Star. And then Romy. So that's what they look like initially. I'm going to grab my favorite tried and true blush brush. Go in. See, you can get it very light, but I'm sure yeah, you can see that you can actually see it now, but it blends out so nice. Like, it's just so nice. All right, let's get into building these now. Alrighty. I found that I had no issues personally building these either on the eye, so that one is Life Size. Oh Honey. Side Saddle. Pony Boy. This one. Dolly. This one right here. Not the one in between, but that one right there. All Star. And then Romy. So yeah. And then these are the lipsticks. They're dried down. And then these are the transformative ones. You could see that the formula for the original, which is the trinket here, is a little bit more intense as far as the glittering goes, as opposed to this one, which is, yeah, that's the one, the Trixie one. Now we will get into the eye look. I guess first I'm going to start off obviously in life size, and I'm going to use that as a blush. I thought that this had a bronzer in it, and I guess I could go into Side Saddle, but I'm just going to go into my bronzer. So let's get into the eye look. So I'm going to start with, I haven't swatched this yet, so okay, that's shimmer. Ooh, that might make a good highlight. I actually think I'm going to mix these two shades real quick, and I'm going to use that as a highlight. I think it showed up better the second time. And I'm going to go for more of a simple eye look today, just because that looks nice. I feel like this gives a really, really natural glow to the skin, but I also feel like it's easy to go a little bit too harsh. Kind of like my bronzer today. Alright, so I'm just going to get in and start this eye look. So I'm going to go, I say a more natural look, and I'm looking at this like, I want pink. Alright. I'm going to start off in life size again, and I'm going to take this all the way around. I find that this blends really nice, but I love Sugarpill, so I have never ever like had an issue with the blending when it comes to their products. I need to pop this more into like the actual crease of my eye. Alright, now I'm going to go into Oh Honey, this shade here, and I'm just going to put it on, like, blend out the edges with it. Actually, you know what? Yeah, well, I've already started that, so. Alright, and I'm just going to take it all the way up to the brow bone, but what I'm going to do, let's take that up. Okay, and I'm going to go into Side Saddle, and I'm going to just blend out the edges of this pink with it. Just so I have like a little bit of like a different like pink, like to have a little bit of the brown in there. I'm going to try and use this entire palette. Does anybody else have like an eye that like for some reason just blends better and behaves better? Alright. So now I'm gonna go into Pony Boy, this one right here. I'm gonna pack it into the outer corner, being gentle and then a little less gentle. I was looking at it going, I really hope that this isn't like purple and it just looks brown, because I am using this before I have swatched it, so you'll be seeing the swatch video after I've done my makeup, and for all I know, well, it is kind of purple, but it's like a purple brown, so I'm not mad at it. And I'm just going to bring that actually like probably 80% up. But I'm going to I'm gonna blend it, and then I'm going to deepen it on the outside. Because my plan is to put this pink shade, or this shade Dolly, in the front. Or maybe All Star. I'll figure it out, I guess, when I get there. I'm using them both. I'm either going to be putting All Star on the lower... Actually, you know what? I'll do All Star on the front, and then I'll take Dolly on the inner corner. Alright, so now I'm going to take this blending brush again, and I'm going to just go back in, but I'm going to blend it up. Then I'm going to take a tiny little detail brush, and I'm going to put it, kind of bring it on the lower lash line, but really, really close to it, so that way I could keep the pink I've already put down. I'm going to say right now, I really do like this Pony Boy shade a lot. It's almost like it's a purple, but it's not. It's like a brown purple. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Alright, so I'm going to go into Dolly, or I'm sorry, All Star, but first I'm going to try it with this, with a brush, and see if I can get it on, and if not, then I'll go in with my finger. A brush is kind of lackluster. This is one of those shades. It's like a peachy, or a pink to peach. Oh yeah, finger swatch is definitely the way to go. Alright, I'm gonna try the brush again, but only because I'm doing my lower lash line. I want to put this in the front. So I'm going to take this pencil brush and just kind of blend it a little so it doesn't look so harsh in certain areas, and it gets into those little lines. I like that. So what I did was, I kind of did it at an angle where I kind of just brought this at an angle down, and then put the pink is on the outside here, and then the Dolly, oh no, sorry, All Star is here on like closer to my inner lash line. And now I'm going to go into Dolly, and I'm going to put this on the inner corner. I think everything's pretty good. So I'm going to do my mascara and all of that, and then I'll come back and tell you. I almost forgot to do this, which is the liquid lip color in the color, the liquid lip color in the color. The liquid lipstick in the shade Barbara. Guess we'll see. I'm finding that it's a little, here, let me get closer. It's a little bit streaky. Can you see? This might need a couple coats. It is streaky, but I feel like a little bit goes a long way. I really like this shade though. I think it's really pretty. So this is what it looks like. This is after about, I would say like 1.5 coats, because I kind of waited. It was still a little wet when I went over and I put it on, but I was putting it on and patting my lips together, which is why I say like, patting my lips together is not a good idea. Look. Getting the lines. So that is the final color. I would have to say my final thoughts on the way that this palette itself performs is that it performs nicely. I had 0 issues blending. I feel like the eye look that I came out with is beautiful. I really do like this shade. This like, it's like almost brown, but it kind of looks a little purpley. I like it, and I feel like using these all together worked out beautifully. I mean, this is a great eye look. The eyes and the lips just flow together. I feel like I have nothing bad to say. I don't really like liquid lipsticks. Ooh, and I forgot, this is one of the ones that you put your lips together and you get glitter, because look, you can already see the glitter like coming out. But I feel like there was a lot of like people that were, here, let me take this out, because in order to hold my hair back, it hurts my head. But I feel like a lot of people were upset about this palette because they were, well, I feel like a lot of people were looking at this palette like she's a drag queen, and these aren't really like bold colors. And they're not. They're not really bold colors. But They're still, this is like a very wearable palette to me. I find that the color that I used on my cheeks as a blush is kind of wearing a little bit. I don't think that this is going to last all day. I'll probably go in with a Too Faced blush when I'm done with this and go over it. But as an eyeshadow, I feel like it's beautiful. And if you are a person who likes more of a natural blush, this would work. And I mean, I probably could build it up, but because of the pigmentation of it, I feel like if I kept building it, it could get really intense. But I don't really like a really intense blush. I just like a more prominent blush. So I would use this, I wouldn't probably use it as a blush again, but these shadows, I'm telling you guys, these shadows blended like a dream. They're beautiful. I literally finished this eye look. I'm on 25 minutes on this filming, and I did this entire thing. And that hardly ever happens. I usually have to sit and blend forever. But this just was, it's beautiful. I love the way that this turned out. The lipstick, I'm not really a liquid lipstick fan, but this shade is pretty and it's pink, and the fact that it has that glitter in it, I'm gonna later when I do actual swatches of it, I will change it for you. Right now, I don't want the glitter on my lips to be, you know, out for the world to see, so I'm not gonna bug it. But I like this palette. I think that this is definitely gonna move into like my everyday rotation as an everyday wearable palette. I like this palette. I mean, I also am very biased because I really do like Sugarpill, like I really do. But to me, this palette is probably one that if I were traveling, I would grab this one and I would go with it because I could come up with some really nice neutral eye looks, and I could come up with something that's a little more me, where like what I have on now. So I like this palette. I really do. I have nothing but praise for this palette. I am so happy that I purchased it, and I can't wait to play with it some more. So yeah, my final conclusion is that if you can get your hands on this and this is something that you were interested in, buy it. It's amazing. It's a $50 palette, and for what you get inside, it's not a lot. So I would say if you don't really have the money to spend on it, don't, because this palette is very expensive for what you get. But if you were looking to splurge and this was something that you wanted, like you like Sugarpill, but you're never really into the bright colors that they typically come out with, this probably will be the best palette for you to start with when it comes to Sugarpill, if you weren't looking to get like that. So if you weren't looking to get a huge, you know, pro pan and you wanted to just try them out because you've heard so much about them and you're a neutral girl, grab this. You won't be disappointed, and this will kind of get your feet wet into like the consistency and whatnot that Sugarpill has to offer, and then go and build a pro palette that you've based on, because usually what they do is they will release, maybe not this one, but sometimes if the shades are super popular, they will release individual pans of them for the pro pan. So you just don't get this fancy schmancy packaging that comes with it. So that's my final thoughts, and I'm surprised that I like this lipstick. It's comfortable. It's not super like most lipsticks I'm like, you can feel them. This one I can't really I mean, it's not that I can't feel it at all. Like, I know I have a liquid lipstick on, but it's not so uncomfortable that I'm like irritated by it. So that's my final thoughts. That's my final conclusion, and I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back for more. I love you all, you beautiful unicorns. Looky, I have a cute skirt on today. Look. Do I have a cute skirt? I have a cute skirt. And a Pachaco pillow. He looks like a marshmallow. Look.